You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline.
Welcome to 21st and Prime, still the coldest corner in the country.
21st Prime brought to us by our friends at Pepsi. And remember, also swipe up because you can get all. So I was looking at the that's really
apparel.
nice. Man.
I like that.
That's really nice.
What do we
right
even
there.
call this? Is it the high step? What is it?
That's where's the hold it up at?
That's him.
How do you define? Is that the hold it up?
That's him.
That's him. That's him. That's him. But again, swipe up. Speaking of swipe up, I think LeBron and them have kind of swiped up. You said it was a wrap. I was saying, let's talk about the Lakers.
Yeah.
And you just
because I love the Heat. I gotta love the Heat for the Heat, especially because Jimmy Butler is
ready
my
to be a
guy,
butt.
and he's a
He's getting ready to be a
dog,
butt.
and he is a man amongst boys.
Getting
but
ready to be a real
he
butt.
may be the only player that the Heat features that we know unequivocally what he's gonna give you.
Yeah, but
we know what he's going to
but
give
he
you, but we
couldn't
don't know
give
what
you-
the rest of.
Yeah, but he couldn't give you more than a LeBron or an AD by himself. And they got some nice pieces, don't get me wrong. But
they're
it's
just too young, James.
Yeah.
It's not their time.
Yeah.
It's Bron's time
So-
now. But it seems like every year is Bron's time.
Now we're getting to where I want to go.
Well, let's go.
So, and this is not a LeBron, Michael Jordan conversation. We've been there,
It
done
better not
that,
be.
threw up on the T-shirt. But there is something to say about his career.
How many times have he been to this restaurant?
This will be his 10th eating.
Yeah.
His 10th feeding.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10.
Well,
10 feedings.
that is unbelievable.
Well, okay, let's back up a step. So, and I'll start with football. For forever and a day, and I was a Joe Montana guy.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just nobody in my mind at quarterback who could usurp, Joe Montana. But the GOAT kept coming. Tom Brady. He kept coming and moving.
And
Tom Brady.
coming.
And he, in my view, surpassed who I thought was the quarterbacking GOAT. And again, that's quarterbacking GOAT.
Because Joe Montana, the way he did it, because we forgot all about Terry Bradshaw now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's no question.
Who went?
Yeah,
we got 4 of them.
He got 4 of them.
Okay, so
with
we
no. Yeah.
Right. Now, don't say no.
No, I mean that's a no loss.
Yeah.
No, in other words,
I
goose egg.
thought you
That's
said-
what. No, I'm
I
saying
thought
the
you were
goose
gonna
egg.
say no dogs go Star
Oh
Wars
no,
and
no,
Swan.
no.
Yeah, wasn't no joke.
Franco, all of
I
them.
used to love me
Rocky.
some Rocky Blau.
Yeah, man.
Love me some Rocky Blau.
Great speaker. by the way.
Franco too.
Yes,
by the way.
yes. But my point being is that
Mel Blunt.
when you have
I
those
cannot
conversations,
talk about
there's a
the
bunch of
Steelers
them.
without
Well,
listing
keep
Mel
going.
Blunt
What, Mr. Joe?
and Mean Joe, the
Yeah,
best
keep going.
commercial ever made by an athlete. Period. Thanks, Mean Joe.
Yeah.
Lord, I wish I was that kid.
Yeah. Anybody else you want to mention? Steve Furness, any of them other guys you want to mention too?
No, I just
the
wanted to get
linebackers,
that out.
Ham, Lamb. Anybody else? Because like 15 of them in Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
But
Donnie Shell.
him too. He's pretty good. He didn't get in yet, but maybe you have a problem with letting certain people in. So we'll talk about that. We're not even going to get distracted about letting
the NFL or the Hall of Fame. I'm not the gatekeeper. Just don't be friendly with the keys. Don't be friendly with the keys. He get too friendly with the keys.
That's what I said.
Back once upon a time, the Hall of Fame was the Hall of Fame.
Right. So
you get too friendly with the keys.
We were going to swing us all the way back to LeBron, going through, and the conversation stems from legacy, and when I look at, I mentioned Tom Brady, now the GOAT. When you look at what LeBron has done, like you said, how many meals? This is his 10th meal. And you can make an argument that he's as good as he may have ever been. Still fresh.
No.
He's not as young.
That's it. That's the only telltale sign.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. He could just touch the top of the square, not the top of the back, not the top of the backboard.
Yeah.
The thing I love about LeBron, including his off-the-court endeavors with the school and just what he represents as a man, as a brother, as a dude, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, all of that. LeBron has exceeded all expectations. Who else came in with the expectations that Bron came? Who all you want to? Who else came in with all the expectations that LeBron came in with and exceeded them?
LeBron was the next Shaq. The next
he wasn't.
No. Words.
Bron was the next Bron.
No. Well, freak of nature. There's always a freak of nature.
Okay.
You are a freak of nature. There hadn't been, Darryl Green's fast, but what you did was just different.
True.
Just different.
You take your time. Preach. You got. It
was really different.
We got time.
Yes.
Podcast.
Yeah.
You want to belabor that point?
Yeah. It was
take
different.
Take your time.
And so so the thing I say as I look at LeBron, the thing that I say as I watch that growth you're talking about, there's still a legacy that still hadn't been written. Because
what you talking about?
Because I guess let me start here let me start with Montana, where I started again. It was the Oprah. I should have started with Terry Bradshaw. Sorry, Terry.
Right.
Okay, I apologize.
That's a friend.
It should have started. Yes, it is. Yeah. It should have started with the Oprah. And then that led to Jordan and his perfection, which getting to
6 for 6. 2 different three-peats, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Could have been probably would have been 8. Sorry, Kenny and Hakeem Adrian. It could have been 8 in a row. But my point is that he is carving out a different chapter, and maybe we're going
What's
in the
so different about it, dog?
Well, when I look at LeBron as a player, and I've said this before, and people get mad at me. I'm a Magic, Jordan. You name any of them dudes, I just think they're the greatest of all. I could make an argument that Kareem was the greatest of all time, Cappy, all that stuff. But my point being that with LeBron, I tell people all the time, that Cleveland Cavs team that he won a championship with, there ain't nobody on the planet could have won a championship with the misfits of basketball.
This is my argument with today's players. Bron could play in any era and still be a dog. Now, somebody that's out of sight, out of mind that we're forgetting, hey, man, KD ain't no joke.
Yeah.
He's unguardable. You put him with any team as well, you're going somewhere.
But the
ain't
difference,
no buts.
but
ain't
there
no
is buts.
Because
to me, KD.
This isn't KD versus Bron. I'm just telling you, KD is KD.
He
with
is
an exclamation mark.
Yeah, he is a different animal for sure. LeBron, but I don't see KD in that category with those guys. There's a
who are those
freak
guys?
of nature. So Shaq is a freak of nature.
So KD
I'm just talking
ain't
about
a freak of nature.
Well,
I took a picture with KD on the sideline in whatever they call that mess that the Giants and the Jets lose in together.
Yeah.
I look like Bushwick Bill. I'm serious.
Yeah.
This dude 6'11".
Yes.
Almost 6'12".
Yes.
6'13".
Yes.
And coming up the court like a 1?
Yeah.
Could play one through the 5.
Yeah.
So what you mean he's not a freak of nature?
I'm a football kind of lineman-y kind of, so I do apologize for the not. See, out of the skinny dudes, they don't matter. No thin dudes, man, I ain't pay no attention to them.
Okay.
It's about power for me. It's about, there is nothing at 270 pounds athletically that he can't do that a guy 5'10", 165 could do.
Right.
That is the freaking it. Shaq in that moment, that's where, to me, Dwight Howard wasn't that. In other words, in his prime,
right.
As far as Shaq was just the most
Shaq
amazing.
Shaq.
But I'm saying, but for a man, 7 foot
Shaq
tall,
was
302 pounds, chisel steel.
Shaq. See, this is the difference. Mm-hmm. The guys that you're talking about right now that are freak of natures, they're still who they are.
No, but I back up. I acquiesce to the point you made about Kevin Durant because the league has never seen anything.
What I'm saying, Magic is still Magic.
Yeah.
It could be 15 years after Bron plays, he's still going to be Bron. When he walks into any room, any restaurant, anywhere. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Cher is still Cher.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Madonna is still Madonna.
But there's still some freaks of that. And I guess what I would say, and I guess maybe in my definition is their bodies defy science to me. I've never imagined there was somebody. AI is a freak of nature.
You must ain't do good in science in school. You always bringing up science. I mean, your go-to is science. You know, they just stay fine. Science. Like what
was that
what
again?
is it? Science. You know, you get
Right.
your
You got all the nasally up there. Is that
no, but you get your voice.
You,
You,
had a
know
nerd
the
problem?
voice that our mama answered the phone in when
Yes.
it was bill time. We could
Right.
tell when we came in the house they was talking to
Right.
somebody about something important.
Right.
They changed their voice.
Right.
You do that now and
Right.
then
Right.
when you talk about science. But I'm saying why?
Because there are
Science ain't got nothing to do with
Sure it
Bron.
does.
How science got something to do with Bron and KD?
because science has to do with there are players whose bodies, in my opinion, defy the laws of science. Shaq should not be able to move like that.
So
at
a
that size.
6'11", 6'13" guy like KD who could shoot
He's long.
from the parking lot,
Skills.
who could play 1
skills
through 5.
to me, skills developed and skills acquired.
Okay.
Shaq, no, that's what I'm saying. So, and I'm glad you mentioned this because that's kind of those are acquired skills. That dude just kept shooting because he didn't get that because there's a lot of 6'10", a lot of guys shooting, this, that, working on his handle, this, that, and the other. But he can't come in the room with 322 pounds of chiseled steel and jump and move and do this, that, and the other.
Who?
Kevin.
He gonna give him fits. He
Of
gonna give him
course.
fits.
That's what I said.
And he put-
I'm using the definition of freak of nature,
Bron is Bron, dog.
which Shaq is
This
Shaq.
is what I hate.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
This is what I hate.
Mm.
Why do we, when we get a dog like Bron, we gotta oppose him with MJ?
Mm.
Why we, as a people, gotta put our brother up against the other brother? I've never once in my life, and I got DirecTV.
That's good.
Yeah, a whole bunch of channels.
Did you know also Dak Prescott's got a DirecTV commercial too, and along with
You
Jimmy
ain't gonna throw me
Garoppolo
off
and
my
those
thought.
guys?
You ain't gonna throw me off my thought.
Okay, sorry about that.
How in the world, I never hear the argument of Brady versus Montana. I don't hear them debating that argument. And you could argue that very, very wisely. Statistically, I don't hear that. I don't hear them saying, "Hey, man."
It's out there. With the passion. I think you're talking with the passion.
When we think about Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady, I don't hear that. But why I always got to hear Jordan, you either riding with Jordan or you riding with Bron. I don't like that, dog. Because it seems like when we lift one up, we got to tear the other one down. Just to justify our desires. Both of them can't be great.
I think they both are great. The question becomes
who's the greatest?
Who's the greatest?
Yeah, but why? Why? What does it matter? What does it really matter?
Because
what is it going to do? What is it going to do?
Go
for
back
you?
to who I won't say who we. This is a poor choice of words. Our constituency, shall we say? This is one of those conversations where people want to know.
Was that like Batman and Superman? Like you
Correct,
know, it's like
correct.
that.
Well, it's Superman all day. You know that.
Something for some people.
No, man, Batman ain't got no powers, dog. Come on. He ain't got no powers.
Batman
he got no power.
ain't
He got no
no
power.
power.
No, he got
Batman
stuff
ain't
coming
no
out the
power.
belt, man. He got the belt stuff. He got the fast car.
You know what? That's so funny because I'm still scarred. When you talk about this stuff, I lived on 1625 Henderson in Fort Myers. Okay. Back in the day, I had the little power men. You know, the Batman, Superman, Aquaman.
Right,
we had all them. All
Justice
the men.
League, yeah, right.
A whole bunch of the men.
Yeah, right.
Man, I went out back. I was playing with the men in the backyard in the tree, little bitty backyard. Well, only little grass here and there.
Kind of like this place here, Little League backyard.
No, it wasn't true. Dog, I hung my man in the tree because I had to run in the bathroom to pee in the house.
Okay.
I went in the bathroom to pee and I come back out, all my men gone.
What?
Somebody had stole all my superheroes. And I'm sitting there in the backyard looking at the house right behind me. And I'm saying, I know y'all got it. Who else got my men? Who else gonna come over here and get my men? Dog, that thing scarred me, man. I hung him up. I remember, dog, I hung Superman up in the tree.
Javon Curse.
Aquaman, all the dudes. No.
Fort Myers guys.
He wasn't even born then. But dog, how somebody gonna steal all your superheroes? You know what that did to me as a kid? It scarred me, dog. How you gonna steal my superheroes?
Who was
Stretch Armstrong?
Who was the
I had Stretch Armstrong
Who was
too.
the favorite out of those kids?
It wasn't really no favorite, dog. It just made me mad. My favorite stuff was my electric football set, my team.
You mean that fake thing?
No, it was real.
No, I'm talking about the thing, the electric.
Yeah.
That was the biggest scam.
That wasn't no scam.
That was the
Dude, I traveled my men all over the hood. I put tape around their arms. I had put a penny at the bottom of the base to make them bigger. Man, please. I had some real hood names for my man. Wish You Would. I had a dude named Wish You Would.
Wish
I
you would.
wish you
Wish
would.
you would, Jackson.
I wish you would. Yeah.
How could you control that?
Until a rat ran across the set. I went to John Walker's where I used to live, travel my man. I used to have a silver can, travel my man all the way across. We were on the floor playing the game. You know how it is. Yeah. Dog, I'm not lying. A rat ran across the set in the middle of the game.
Did it score?
Dog, you know how scared. You know what they did to me as well?
Did the rat score?
Dog, I don't even know. I wasn't there. I got up, we ran. I came back after we saw the rat scurry onto one of the rooms. To my man in the back in the little silver can, I say, "Man, we cannot play up under these conditions." And I left. True story. True story. We cannot play up under these conditions. How a rat gonna run across the field during the game, dog?
Did he score?
I'm pretty sure he did. Knocked all the men down, but a rat, a real rat, man. So if a rat came, and I played a day game that day. So I told my boy, I said, "Dog, if I saw a rat around your house in the daytime, oh, I know what it's like at night. I know. Boy, it's a trike meet around here at night."
And the roaches, what about that? If you got rats, you know you got roaches.
Oh, they were
was
hand in
just
hand. Peanut butter and jelly.
Mike Van Gundy said something. I'm going to get your feedback on this. He made the point the other night. LeBron, going back to this kind of greatest conversation, he said that LeBron may not be the greatest player of all time, but a compelling argument certainly can be made that he's had the greatest career.
I'm with that. First of all, I love Van Gundy.
Yes.
And my man
Mike
Jackson.
Jackson.
Oh, that's the dude. That's my dude.
They keep it 100.
I love him. Yeah. I love the way he take you to break.
Yeah.
I love the way he take you to commercial. Mama, there goes that man. I love it. Hey, let me tell you something. I like that argument. Because the
I don't think there is an argument. I don't even think there is.
That is.
I don't even think there is.
Yes, it is.
I think it's the truth.
It's Bill Russ and Kareem could get in that argument.
I saw Kareem at the end. I'm saying at the end is.
Yeah, but this ain't the end.
No. Hang me out though. I saw Kareem. Okay, I saw Kareem in year 4. Kareem was my guy. So the skyhook. Okay, that was how Jamie Dukes at 12 could play with the grown folk.
No,
James,
Hear me
out. No, I'm a Kareem fan.
I played with you in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We played basketball during every break we had, and you ran the point. So stop.
But when I was a kid, you had to get your street cred.
How you 3'10"? What were you? 3 what? You 3 what?
No, in high school.
No, I'm talking about in pros, dog.
Yeah, I was 300, 305.
Okay, 305 running the point.
Right. But I mean, but skills developed.
I ain't never seen you on
But as
the
a
block.
child, that's how I started. Everybody had to start somewhere. I couldn't start on greatness. Couldn't start on the point. You had to kind of work your way through it. But that skyhook was my shot. So I was a Kareem fan. But year 15, 16, and even if you go back to look at Kareem's numbers in those later years.
You can't compare that kind of stuff because,
yes, you can.
Year 15 to a Kareem is like year 30 for Braun. What I'm saying is because everything is different. The way they take care of the body, the way they pamper themselves, everything is different.
There has not been a player that I have seen, you included in Baltimore, Washington, that has been this dominant. He is the best player. He is the best player today.
Listen, man.
Year 17. 17.
Man.
Kareem was
I'm a
very
LeBron
good.
fan. I'm all in with you 100%. But what I'm saying as well is there hadn't been a player, even that era and this era, who equates $1 million to their body and their personal needs as well to make sure they straight.
Shaq, Kobe. I'm saying this guy we have never seen ever.
I would never argue with you about anything concerning Braun. That's my dude. I remember working for CBS, and I went out to do a story on Braun while he was in high school, and I came back and I told a few members of CBS, I said, this kid here is gonna go down in history. Oh, he don't have a jump shot. I said, I promise you. This kid here will go down in history. And that's when they was tripping about. You remember when Braun had the Hummer?
Right.
And I came back and they said, well, what do you think about it? They're getting him a Hummer in high school. I said, a Hummer? A Hummer? Do you understand this kid already before he touches one ball in the NBA will be worth at least 50 to 100? And you thinking about a Hummer? I said, you lucky it's him. I would have got a Phantom. And they weren't even out then. I would have got something I couldn't even spell. You talking about a Hummer? I can spell that. I would have got something I couldn't even spell. Ferrari, Testarossa, Lamborghini, something that I would have had to just Google. And they talking about a Hummer. What bank wouldn't give his mother a loan at that point in time in his life? Are you kidding me?
Oh, you got a loan?
Yeah, now you got a loan.
Oh, is that how that works?
Anybody would have given him finances.
But do you see what I'm saying? In other words, all those people you're talking about, and again, let's
People, I'm not arguing with you.
I'm not saying you're arguing. I'm just saying, but
you're right.
I just think because we are all athletes.
But LeBron is also driven, my brother. LeBron is on something totally different than a lot of these dudes. A lot of these dudes want the fame and the fortune that LeBron has, but LeBron wants to dominate you still. He wants to be that dude from day one. But he was said to be that dude, and he has lived up to it and exceeded expectations. That's my point. He's exceeded expectations. I don't know who else has exceeded, even MJ. And I hate to even couple the two, but what I'm saying with the expectations is Jordan didn't have the expectations.
Correct.
Now, Jordan exceeded everything
else.
He
did, yeah. Jordan exceeded, yeah.
Now,
yeah,
just for the sake of
nobody saw that.
Just for the sake of
nobody saw Michael Jordan come.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody saw Michael Jordan come.
Yeah.
They were thinking maybe another Julius Erving. Julius had one chip.
Dr. J, watch your mouth. Well, when you talking about Dr. J, just watch your mouth.
Only his friends.
I'm just saying, watch your mouth. Because any man that they call a doctor and he ain't got a PhD, that's a bad boy.
He's pretty good.
That's a bad boy. Doctor was my guy, dog. When I met Doc, man, I was crying my first time. Straight up. That was my dude, man. That was one of my ones. That was like Dr. J, Hank Aaron, Dr. J, Hank Aaron. Shoot, I'm forgetting. Dr. J, Hank Aaron, Muhammad Ali, and OJ.
Okay.
Not OJ, y'all know. I'm talking about OJ.
OJ
Before
Jackson.
the Bronco. OJ.
Oh, that OJ. Okay,
yeah. OJ. The Juice Mobile, OJ.
Okay.
Yeah. The running through the airport, Hertz rental car, OJ. That OJ.
Yeah, running through the.
Yeah.
He's running.
You need to stop, dog.
How you see
OJ was awesome, dog. I mean, on the field.
Yeah.
You need to stop, dog. Killing all my childhood stuff. I've been scarred so much.
No, I think OJ took care of the killing part of that.
No, you need to stop, dog.
Let me tell you. What?
You need to stop, man.
What? We gotta go. Welcome back to the corner, 21st and Prime. Dion, we knew the day was going to happen that COVID-19, the pandemic, would ultimately impact, as it's impacted other professional leagues, the National Football League. You have the Tennessee Titans game, that's been rescheduled. Carolina Panthers, or not Carolina Panthers, see, I'm thinking of Cam. Cam Newton testing positive. He's going to be out, As a coach,
stuff.
Number one, what are your thoughts? How would,
You got to approach it like a guy being injured. You got to go on. I mean, it's unfortunate, and you're praying for that guy, not only that guy's friends as well as family members, but as a coach, you got to go on. Oftentimes, the NFL would seclude the team and until further information is devoured, and now we see how we proceed, which is good. They kind of push pause and let's get a grasp on this now. Let's see what we got to do, and they've done a wonderful job with this whole pandemic, I feel. But as a coach, now you got to get them mentally focused on the job. It's not so much in the NFL, the physical part of it. It's the mental part of it. Let's make sure we're continuously watching film. Even if we got to walk through, we got to keep our minds focused on our job and our goals at hand. And that's what they must do. Now, that backup guy that has to fill the void for Cam Newton, step up. It's time to step up.
The thing about it, I want to back up a couple steps on this conversation because, I'm a fan also of the game.
Okay.
And I was, just like with baseball, the playoff tournament-y, March Madness-y baseball. I don't even know what that is.
Well, they trying to bring you March Madness in baseball. Everybody adores March Madness.
That's basketball, no. That's college basketball by itself.
You brought on March Madness. You said March Madness. I'm just saying. They said a tournament. What they call it?
Well, I don't know what they're calling a tournament other than a tournament.
It's the playoffs, dog.
Okay.
It's the playoffs.
That's it. Just it don't matter. It's just the playoffs.
That's it. It's the same thing.
I guess I'm
just because they're using a word play to try to entice you to tune in. That's all they're doing, James. It's the same thing.
It don't feel right.
Why?
Because to me,
Because the fans are in the stadium. That's why it don't feel right. It ain't got nothing to do with the
but
verbalization
the
of what's going on.
The fan is not physically in the stadium, but the fan is in the stadium because it's my Giants, it's my Jets, it's my Cardinals, it's my team. Okay, so we understand
Two
why
of those teams you just named are horrible. Ain't nobody gonna be in the stadium no way. They are social distancing regardless of the social distancing. Proceed.
Yeah. But my point is that there seems to be something that is just odd. Like you said, it's simple. Coach said, "Yeah, it's just like God turned his ankle."
You got
This
to.
don't. I understand. It don't feel that way.
But that's football. What's the common theme? Next man up, right? Isn't that what everyone says?
Yeah.
Until it's time for the next man to get up, and he's not ready. He's not prepared.
Yeah. But it's just,
that's what it is.
When you look at, and like I said, I'm not a big what they call asterisk kind of a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Where, but like baseball this year as an example. So Babe Ruth, all these people who've won a championship, all the Yankees, they've won it a certain way. Whoever's won it, they've won it a certain way. Now you got a kind of a gimmicky, and so
ain't no gimmick, Jamie. They still playing the game. So what you're trying to say? So you just LeBron getting ready to do his thing. So you're just gonna forget that. You're gonna take that away from him, then, right?
Well, history will certainly remember this season was different, and if that's what we're gonna do,
and up under the life is different. We must proceed regardless of the circumstances. We got to proceed.
Right.
So what?
Yeah, but still, to me, proceeding. You were talking about Julius Erving the other day.
The doctor.
He said something. Did an interview with him years ago, and he said something about the game of basketball, and in that, he said the reason why he played, because remember at that point, for those who haven't seen that, he was the lead. He was carrying. He was the Jordan
basketball and LeBron.
Right.
And Ali, all mixed up.
But he said he had a responsibility to the people who come before him and history. And his whole point was he didn't want to do anything that would tarnish the history of the game. Baseball, one of the things that baseball is, to a fault, unfortunately, is history. So for this to happen, it just seems like it's, Ruth, all these other great, all these other great baseball.
But what you're getting at, though?
The point I'm getting at is there's something wrong.
How is there something wrong? The game is still being played. They're pitching, they're hitting, they're catching, they're fielding, they're tackling, they're throwing, they're shooting, they're rebounding, they're blocking shots.
Baseball is just different because they've done a tournament thing. That's a different conversation. Cool. But football, still, because now COVID, missing a game for COVID for whatever reason, and I don't know, just seems different than somebody turning their ankle.
True. What about missing the game because you flunked the drug test?
I understand.
What's the difference?
Well, you get to come back though. As soon as you get back, as soon as you get your 15
days. You're gonna come back when you come back from this or COVID. They had to quarantine for what?
You fail enough drug tests, you're not coming back at all.
Well, that seems a heck of a comeback since the drug test. Too many comebacks, by the way.
But the point of it being that I just got to get kind of used to it. It's just weird that a game would be rescheduled or.
But that's
and I know they're doing the best they can.
That's the day and times.
Yeah.
We got to do what we got to do to continue our game.
Yeah.
We got the best darn game in professional sports, I truly believe. We're the only sport, the only game, maybe because of the timing, we weren't delayed. We weren't delayed. We the only ones. We carried on as normal. We made some alterations, edited some things, but it was business.
Yeah, but it's just, I just, because I'm looking at, again, I go back to the history of the game.
The history of the game ain't got nothing to do with it.
Why not? I guess
nobody. They never had to deal with something like this. I think we moved on the fly. Matter of fact, I know we moved on the fly like no other.
No, there's no question.
We did some wonderful things.
I think all the sports have done
I feel
amazing.
as though we protected our players. We protected our people. So when something like that, and I don't give a darn the height or the stature of the player, you got to do what's right. Now, the people on the other side, hey man, shoot Cam out. Hey, there goes the line. I don't get that. I don't bet anyway. So I'm sure that had ramifications on this game. It wasn't like they were gonna win anyway. They're not getting ready to beat Kansas City.
Say what?
They're not getting ready to beat Kansas City. I just don't know that I stumbled. Nor did I whisper.
You kind of went by real fast. I just kind of, so you
They're
talk
not-
fast.
So you think they?
fast.
When I get excited, because
Yes.
that's a Florida in us. You know
But that's
how
the
they
GOAT. You're talking about the GOAT
Who?
coaching.
Yes, he's not playing.
Yeah, but
Only coach I've ever seen in my life try to make a play, and that's Woody Hayes. See, y'all don't know Woody Hayes. Woody Hayes tried to swing on the dude during the game. Am I lying?
Yeah.
Only coach that ever tried to make a play.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I saw Tomlin running down the sideline. I thought he was going to make a play.
Hey, you know Tomlin gonna do that. Yeah.
But I guess the point that I'm getting to is that I believe in normalcy.
We all do.
Well, yeah, because like I remember the normalcy of used to always wear your. Tell them about the money draws used to wear.
That's why my dollar sign draw.
Yeah, the dollar sign. You
They-
wore that.
I was very
What happened that
superstitious.
time that the dollar sign draws they weren't clean?
They disappeared. No, they somebody stole them,
Okay.
and they had to go find them. Hey,
Or we couldn't play the game.
I wouldn't. Them draws, you could count on me. If I had them draws on coming to the game, you count on me. Them draws had more plays in it than Tyler Perry. Them draws.
Let me tell you about my friends in Roman. Oh, maybe
Draws
later.
got-
Let's tell you
Them
about
draws
that.
got a little small though through the years. They started
tighter, they
getting
got higher
a
and
little
higher.
snug.
Yeah.
They was like the first boxer briefs ever made.
They were, yes, yeah.
They was boxing, but they turned into briefs.
They were green,
And
literally money green
and white.
and white, and
And
all they
dollar
had were dollar signs.
Mm-hmm. Wore them to every game.
And every single game,
I wore them. I wore the same helmet too. I just painted it 4 different colors. The only time I changed was the last stop at the Baltimore. Other than that, I wore the same helmet.
Why'd you have to paint them?
Because that thing had plays in it.
Oh,
That helmet was
There
consistent.
was no scrapes. on the
Man,
helmet.
please.
Bro, there was no scrapes on the helmet.
Yeah,
You just the strips are running out.
what you mean? There's no scrapes on the helmet?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't trying to get hit.
That's what
out
I'm
there.
saying. So why would you have to paint the cap? Why would you have to paint them?
Because I played for 4 more different teams. I
Oh.
excluded the 5. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I know what you got to say. You ain't never seen me miss no tackle.
I didn't say no. Whoa.
Whoa.
I never said that. Those
You
were,
alluded to
those,
that.
No, those are
You
fools.
alluded to that.
No, I did not. Those are
Okay.
fools. I
Check
said
them.
there was no
You better
contact.
check them for me.
There
There
were no contact.
Yeah, but the way they interpreted
I-
that you was coming at your boy. You better check them.
I always told people. I said, look,
I got to hit
you
real.
know,
59 minutes long.
Let's cut to the
I
chase.
got to hit real 59 minutes long. And one of y'all going to make me finish it.
Tell the story of how that whole Deion don't tackle started.
Because I was doing an interview with a sports writer in Atlanta, and we was going back and forth about defense and my importance of the defense. And I said, they pay me to cover, which I wasn't lying. I was like, hey, my job is to take out that dog on the opposing team. That's my number one job. I never said they didn't pay me to tackle, they didn't pay me to do it. I said they paid me to cover. And that's where it started.
And that created a problem for all your dogs because I had to or others had to say, and I used to tell them, I said, well, here we go. I need you to find me. I hear what you're saying. That's all cute. That's fine.
Yeah.
Find me the tape where you see him. And sure, people miss tackles all day. I can show you Mike Singletary. I can show you the great Ray Lewis missing tackles. But show me a play where you saw him actually getting drubbed or this, that.
No,
and
it
that.
won't be that.
Right.
Maybe once. But that's it.
Yeah, but everybody.
And 14. 1 out of 14 years. Yeah, that's it.
What was the greatest one? Scott Case? Tell that story.
I don't remember.
The Ironhead Haywood.
Oh, Ironhead Haywood was abusive.
Hit Scott Case.
He was abusive. Ironhead Hayward, God rested his soul, was just violent. He's a violent runner.
He was 300 pounds too.
He had no business in the backfield. But they gave him God, and that was our rival, the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was abusive.
Mm-hmm.
When he broke up in the secondary, we found a receiver to lock on to. Hey, man, if you don't get your butt over here and block me, I know something.
There was a game, check the tape on this. And the thing about it, so Scott Case, first of all, I always said he was
one of the toughest
pound for pound
players I've ever played with and one of the smartest.
Pound for pound. Pound for pound, toughest dude.
Oklahoma, baby.
And so Coach Glanville, he And this was the playoff year too. Was that the 91? We had so many. I can go back to my couple. On my hand, you got to use your fingers and toes and all that kind of stuff. But Ironhead came up through the middle, and something told Scott Case to go and try to tackle him high.
I was over there on the corner like, I know he ain't finna run. I had my receiver like, I know he ain't finna run.
Now explain to him how you had the receiver now, because remember, you still tell him.
I'm playing bump and run. I'm playing bump and run.
No. Tell the truth.
First of all, ain't nobody trying to run up there to no Ironhead Haywood. That's a business decision all the way around. The man is what, 5'9", 300? Yeah, that's a business decision. Who was trying to get over there? Nobody was in a hurry to get over there to that tackle.
Yeah.
Please. It's like you trying to hurry up and get home to that whooping and your mama already got the switch from the front yard. Please. Wish I would.
Scott Case tried to tackle him high. And oh my God.
I was praying while I was running over there. Lord, please don't let him do what I think he's going to do. Lord, please don't let him. Lord, he undone what I thought he was going to do. Lord, lift him up. Lord, help him.
Y'all got to pull that thing. Let's talk about our friends at Georgia Boot.
Georgia Boots came through.
Did they?
Yeah. They sent us a package.
Yeah, man. You want to talk about nice. And the thing about it, when you hear Georgia Boot, you automatically assume it's just boots.
Mm-hmm.
But they have these incredible loafers and shoes and an array of different shoes and assortment of colors.
And you was bragging about the boots, so you was going to wear the boots around the lake just in case a snake hit you.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
You don't have snakes, right?
We have moccasins.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't like dark meat.
Yeah. Really?
I heard that. I heard that from a friend.
Okay. So thighs and legs,
They don't like dark meat.
They don't like dark meat, so just strictly wings and breasts. Yeah. Well, Georgia, they have a great promotion, by the way. And you can be as happy and excited as we are. Want you to log on to georgiaboot.com/prime.
I like that.
georgiaboot.com/ with the code word georgiaboot.com and the code word, use the code word of prime.
For 21% off.
How much are they getting off?
21%.
That's right.
I like the boots, actually, man. They're really nice.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, they are really nice.
Yeah. And they also have what I call like a 500 thread count, like leather. It's kind of like those sheets.
See that good stuff.
Yeah. Like I'm staying on the sheets upstairs in the chalet, man. It's really
I don't know why you do that, because I told my lady, don't put those
in the house. Don't
put
put me in the house.
It's like a recliner stuff, the bed upstairs. Like, why would you do that? Folks want to stay. I got a 3-day rule.
Right. And what happens on the third day?
If Jesus got up, you got to get up too. I'm dead serious. I don't want company over 3 days. First day is going to be cute. Where you want to go, dog? Well, let's go around here to the store. Mm-hmm. Cool. Next day, what you want to do? Let's go fishing. All right, third day, I'm looking at you like, all right, now, dog, it's about that time. It's that time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What time the flight? I can't do it. Maybe I get that from my mama. She like that too. She be happy to get you there and happy to see you gone. You got me like that, Ma. You can stay as long as you want. They ain't got nothing to do with you.
Okay. So
they ain't got nothing to do with
Attention,
you. Oh, you're a handsomely paid
I
person.
Attention servant.
No, you ain't definitely no servant.
Barstool Sports, baby.
I want to tell you about our friends at Policy Genius. And let's talk about when it comes to trying to figure out what home or auto policy to get. It's difficult. There's so much stuff out there. There's so much information out there. You don't know what to do. Well, first of all, let me tell you right now. Log on to policygenius.com. They're going to be able to tell you the best tools and show you the best tools you need to find your home and auto policies at the best rates. Let me say that one more time. At the entirely best rates. So when you're thinking about, you've got that car and you want to make sure that, you figure, because now at this point, it's all about bundling and finding the right package. Well, our friends at Policy Genius have the right thing, the right programs for you. So log on to, once again, policygenius.com. That's policygenius.com. They are saving folks thousands of dollars, and they can save you.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Thank God. Got a man of God in the house because I need it. I need, it's been, we haven't been doing this long.
Yes, sir.
Bishop Omar Jahwar, you are the spiritual. I've watched you guys interact, so I can't call it a spiritual father as much as spiritual, like big brother, uncle, cousin, bully. How would you describe the relationship between you and one Lewin Sanders?
Well, this is my best friend.
Amen.
I hope I'm his spiritual advisor. If not, I'm faking it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, Dion is spiritual. Truly, a lot of times we play around, but his mind thinks in a cadence of what God is doing and what is the Spirit doing right now. And so what he normally does with me is say, Pastor, let's walk this out. And I've seen it work so many times over this last 20 years almost that I'm convinced that either he is the luckiest man alive or God is talking to him for real.
You said 20 years, don't graze by that.
Yes.
Let them know that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I mean, this is not like we just started this. I mean, it was 20 years ago. The way I met Brian was Nate Newton. Mm-hmm. Nate just got out of prison, was working, and Nate was like, man, I need to help you. And I said, well, how you going to help me, man? He said, I'm going to connect you with Dion. I said, man, Dion wouldn't want to do, because I was working in prisons, working with gang leaders, OGs, all of that kind of stuff. And so he asked Dion to come speak for an event that I had. I didn't think he was going to come. I didn't know. He showed up, and he spoke profoundly. It was one of the most, and it was rich people, poor people, gangsters, community folks. It was business leaders, political leaders, all in the same room, talking about how you got to find that way to have that bridge. And Dion heard the young men speak about their lives, and he got touched. And he said to me, bring them to my house tomorrow. I said, well, and some of these brothers ain't cured. They still in the front, so anything gets stolen from your house, I can't afford it. He said, no, man, bring them to my house. He said, I'm going to have my mother to cook for them. It was amazing, man. So I brought a van load of brothers to his house in Prosper. And he just began to pour, and then we started talking, and we started understanding how close we were spiritually aligned. And I don't think it's been a day.
I hate to hear that. Yeah. I didn't know you was messed up. Like, go ahead.
Oh yeah, man, we've been through ups and downs. The wives. No, I'm just playing. We've been through.
You ain't playing.
Now we both are 2 times.
Yes.
What do you call it?
4.
Yes,
but between us is 4.
Yes,
how do you describe our issue or challenges with the?
I have no idea.
You call it like we're 4 times something, like
I
we struck out or something. I don't know what it
man,
is.
when he told me about a segment, I don't know if y'all have done it yet. He said, Pastor, we're gonna do a segment called "Don't Do This" or something like that between you. I said, man, but I'm serious, man. Through all those things, Dion has maintained this idea that God is in control, and that he used to say to me, I'm talking about in some hard situations. Okay, Pastor, God must be doing something. So I just got to figure out what he's doing. So let's just figure it out, because he will not leave me because I'm his witness. So I'm going to be a witness. So I stand on that. I mean, and he has poured into the lives of people that you would not know. I mean, we'll go to a store and Dion will say, Pastor, the Spirit just told, I'm paying for everybody today. And without no fanfare, just let everybody know I got them. Or an older lady. It was one old lady, man, we was driving, and he stopped on the street. The woman was buying fruit. And he was like, ma'am, I'm supposed to bless you. And she was like, you don't have to do that. He said, no, I'm supposed to. And she started crying and said, today is my birthday. My children are out of town, and I was just going to buy me some fruit. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't believe it. And then it was a few weeks later, that lady passed. Wow. It's just so many of those. I can go on and on about that. So from that moment, then he's been at my church. He's been, he just
tell him about the church.
Yeah, Kingdom Walk, Kingdom Worship and Restoration Church. And Dion has, when I launched out, it was during a time where because my world, people know me from my social stuff with all of the violence and
we're going to get to that in a minute. Don't go too far.
I won't go into that.
That's a whole nother fascinating thing that you both are embarking upon, even in the here and now.
Yeah.
But in that relationship, what have you seen over the years, in recent years? This he's gone from station to station. It seems like from glory to glory.
Jamie, I have seen that in the moment of truth, he doesn't deny the faith. In the moment of truth, I mean, I remember this. This was in his mind. We were sitting outside, and he said, Pastor God's about to do something. I mean, that day. And then this came out of nowhere. I mean, it was just so unusual. People would probably think this was planned, like Prime been planning this, but it was in that moment where it was really a crucial time. You got to make this decision. This decision going to. I remember once they was going to give Prime a show in L.A., and he said, Pastor, I can't do that because that means it'll take me away from what my calling is right now. I'm supposed to be coaching. And I'm saying, well, he said, no, man, or it's going to make me be less of a father at this moment.
That's what it was.
So I can't do it, man. And it was all of these opportunities, and I'm listening, and the rhythm of it is, what is God trying to get out of this moment? And so that's what I want to say to people, that if you're looking at what he is, I don't think you should look at the product, but understand the process. And the process is, it's by faith. It's by faith, you know. By faith, Abraham, having not understood, went out on faith, you know. By faith, those who were frustrated at whatever they were, they had to walk into a place where they could be. But most of us get stuck by facts. But he says facts are not necessarily truth, because faith is what I live by, and that's who he is.
You take Deion counsel very well, which is for a man of your stature, is a very fleeting discipline.
That is true, man.
How, Jamie, and I'm sorry to interrupt, how can I not take counsel from someone who I respect, believe, admire, and I've seen him walk and stay right when left was convenient?
Thank you, Dion. I appreciate it. Oh, you talking about Pastor? I'm Bishop. I'm sorry. Sorry, it's actually my
like, how can I not, when I could get in the car and listen to a navigational system that I don't know, that has displaced me several times, but I could trust that to get me somewhere on time where people are dependent upon me? I could trust a voice that I don't know, but I can't trust the voice that I do. You got to be kidding me. And I wish more, not only athletes, but people find themselves a coach, a life coach. See, when you start talking about pastors, people get a little skeptical. And, hey, what are you after? Pastor ain't never been after my pocket. Pastor was after my heart. Now, that's always been his approach. But we need to find someone who could be a life coach, who could sit in that corner of life and tell you left, right, hit him with the left, Bob, and we got to adhere to it. That's the only way we're going to make it. That's the only way I feel like we could make it.
Speaking of we could make it, and I think that, excuse me, something that people are going to see over time, not that I didn't know, but I was still fascinated. We start talking about, well, first let me ask you this question. So when Deion first told you that he was going to be the next head coach of Jackson State, not that you didn't believe it, what was your thought process? What was your counsel first? I'm going to ask that question first.
Well, when he was talking about being the head coach, period, of a university, we were sitting at a restaurant, I'll never forget it. He said, Pastor, I think this season has changed, because he was doing high school, because I've seen him do Pee Wee League and youth leagues. I've seen him do it all.
For over a decade.
Yeah. And I was with him with the schools of this, and I'm saying, okay. And he said, Pastor, I believe the season has changed. And it was interesting, because it was other
for civilians, season change, and just help the civilians out with season change.
Yeah, that means when it's not moving by time, but it's moving by doors. You know, a new door is about to open, which will close another door that's been consistent in your life. So that's what he said to me. I can feel it. I can see it. And I said, okay, man, let's take it to prayer. And it was another pastor, my brother out of was it Cincinnati?
Yes.
We all talked. So we were really meeting and praying, and the church, everyone, it was like, okay, because this is significant. We knew the weight of it, because he doesn't say stuff flippant. You know, it was real. And it was so interesting. I thought he was going to get some more opportunities. And I said, man, I'm puzzled, because I thought you were going to get another position with some more universities. He said, well, Pastor, man, God is probably doing something else, but I know that the season has changed. Okay. And then all of the things that happened in America that turned up the racial climate, that turned up the COVID climate. And then Jackson State showed up. You know, it was almost like I'm preparing you, and then it showed up. And what he said to me, and this is real, I want everyone to hear this. He said, I don't have to do this at all. I want to do this to change the narrative of young people all over the inner city America, all over inner cities in America, and those who may not believe that they can go to the other next level. Because his thing was, I got to get them to and through college. And so I was elated. And I went to Jackson State.
Whoa.
I ain't graduated. They kicked me out.
Yeah, I ain't graduated.
That's why he mentioned he graduated.
You're the only one to be up here right now.
Yeah, he wasn't always a pastor. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I did.
That's why we can relate.
Yeah, they did. They did tell me to go home. But I knew what it meant, man. So it was excitement. But more than anything, it was a call. It was a destiny. It was a guy that said something like that. So Brian talking on television. I said, man, you did that beautifully. He was, a guy was questioning the motive. Mm-hmm. But see, when you ain't been through the storm, you don't understand why a person can appreciate sunshine and what their thinking is through what they've been through.
Preach, Pastor.
They just judging what they see, but they can't judge who you are. He was like, he didn't know him. And I'm sitting up at TV saying, man, please, this is so irrational, but so intentional.
And Dion, I don't know if I know the answer to this or not. I know how you approach things. I know you've never been afraid of anything that I know of.
Snake, rats, but who's counting?
Possum, maybe.
No, possum gonna get it.
Don't stand a chance.
Gonna get it.
But in that, do you, phrase you use, agita? Do you have
I don't even know what that means.
Consternation?
Either.
In the
find another one because you just did
reservation.
No,
was
no
there
reservation.
ever concern? Because see, again, it's not like, okay, this isn't anybody going to make a shift.
It's no yellow light in my car.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like that. I don't proceed with caution because when it's a call.
The Roman spot is later. We're going to do the Roman spot later.
You already know your destination. Mm-hmm. You need to stop. Why you always, you got to stop.
No, destination. Destination was the word you used. Yeah, so you don't usually yell like no caution. No.
When you have a destination, you already understand how to get there. And I told you I have a navigational system. Mm-hmm. So I just got to follow directions. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Destination, Jackson, Mississippi. Mm-hmm. Destination is not just to be the football coach, is where I was actually going here. Destination is to impact a community.
I'm employed by Jackson State, but I work for us. Mm. Take that how you want it. That's the realest I could get it, and I ain't sugarcoating it. I'm employed, and I'm happily and I'm thankfully employed by Jackson State. But trust me, my calling is for us.
Us includes something you don't know about Bishop is that you developed a strategy. If you were, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't even take that from you. Talk about your banging background and how that has led you to urban specialists.
How you gonna tell a pastor he has a banging background?
You ever heard him sing? Of course he got a banging.
A banging background. You gotta stop.
What would you call it? He was a gangbanger.
You about to do a commercial from Romans, then you ease that in a banging background.
He has a past. Bishop was a banger.
Let me explain.
Thank you. Okay.
I love Brother James. We praying for Brother James. But look, this
that was that. But
James is good. But man, so we have something called OGU. Original Gangsters United. For the last 25 years, I was the first gang specialist hired by the state of Texas.
How'd you get to be a gang specialist? I'm trying to get.
But because I understand everything about my family, my life has been in the doldrums of inner city violence and all of that. If you saw my father's been a pastor for years.
Love your pastor.
But if you see
Love
my,
your
if my
father.
yeah,
Pop.
Yeah.
Pop was him. Pop will
Respect.
grab one
Pop
of these
grabbed
mics
the
right
mic.
now
Yeah.
and
Start
get over
hollering.
there and preach.
Yeah, this is stuff. He just said,
Yeah.
"Let me get in."
Let me get in.
He
Let me get
tagged him in right now. My dad don't play no games. But if you take my dad took off his shirt, you think he was American Mafia. You know, all the tats and this. You know, kicked out his house at 12 years old. You know, on the streets. All of my family, my uncles, my cousins, my this, my that. You know, where that was the world that I saw. Now they protected me from that world, but I was exposed basically because I'm sitting there, and what I saw was the environment was killing so many of people that I love. Man, I cannot tell you how many eulogies I've done to people that I truly
Seems
love.
like it's every Saturday.
Yeah. You know, Brian was like, I don't even know how you mentally, keep coming back from that. Yeah. And so I've been doing it so long, man. And, you know, long story short is I developed a technique. It's called OGU. Every 21 days, we launch about 100 or so guys and females who have been through some of the rough parts of their life and train them on what I know, how to use your characteristic as a market advantage if you let me shape your character. If I can show you how to invade a culture, if I can show you your value. I did a peace treaty where I had all the Crips and the Bloods together, and I told them, you are getting shot being you, and people are getting paid studying you. The only one who doesn't see the value.
Whoa.
Yep, that's
You
my
just can't
pastor.
run that out there.
That's my pastor.
I know
That's
you're
my
preaching.
pastor.
Can you slow that down?
Know what
Say
y'all
that-
talking
say
about,
that
y'all
one more
pastor.
time.
That's my pastor. Say it again, pastor.
One more time.
Plenty of it.
I tell the brothers, you are getting shot being you, and others are getting paid studying you. The only persons that don't see the value of your life is you. If I can frame your value and let you understand how important you are, because they're the most needed, least utilized. Those cultural icons, that's what Dion is. That's what he has been carrying the culture for a long time. But you just don't know how to frame that. And so we train and send them out. So we was in Chicago, then Detroit, we've been Dallas, Atlanta, Baton Rouge, and we have this deal called Minnesota. Yeah, oh yeah. We went to Minneapolis right there with
Guess where we going next?
Jackson, Mississippi.
October the 21st.
And what's
Yes,
going to
sir.
happen October 21st in Jackson?
Now, mind you, with Pastor's help, right after the announcement that next day, I met with all the pastors,
Right.
all the local pastors. He assembled all them for me, and I was able to pour into them and let them know how much I needed them in my endeavor and how we're going to need the community as well as the athletes, as well as the student body, as well as everyone in there to unite. And after that next day, I went to the hood.
Yeah.
And
I met with everybody
Mhm.
who is somebody.
Mhm.
I would call them the hood heroes, the OGs, the ones who calls the shots, the bosses, the dogs,
and significance
The
of you doing
alphas.
that. You chose that path.
I
just
need them
led or
I need them to unite. I need them to come together as one. I need them to help me with I call them my babies, my team now. I need them in every essence of the word. Do you understand how much influence the inner city has? I guarantee you, each one of us sitting right here right now knew of that OG in the hood that we all respected, admired, emulated, oftentimes imitated him. And he looked out for us. See, now we've gotten the game misconstrued. See, once upon a time, the OGs looked out and kept us off the street to make sure, hey, man, that dude got some talent. He ain't doing that. Y'all touch him if you want to. Now, all of a sudden, they're recruiting the youngsters to run things and to do things for them, and that's not right.
Bishop in Jackson, then how does this all manifest itself?
You know, I was so proud because he called me and said, Pastor, listen, man,
You sent me a text, but go ahead.
So he called me. He said, man, I just met with all these brothers, and I met with the heads, and they stood up and said, Prime, we've been trying to find our voice. And can you give us the platform? Can you give us the idea? Let's do something. And it was shocking because, again, not to belabor the point, but it just threw me back 20 years. When he did, when you are that, you don't have to fake it. You ain't got to try to create it. That's who you really are. So we coming on the 21st, and we bring in OGU. We're going to bring these brothers together. We're going to actually get them to commit to peace. And then we're going to say, now peace should bring not just awards, but reward. See, it should leave from the idea to practical how you're gonna walk this out on the daily, and that's my role. See, so wherever Prime is going, he's going with the team that says, "Let's do it." He says this all the time, Pastor. I want to affect change. I'm not there to, I'm not. He's right. There's no yellow light.
How in the world can we go into a city just to win games? You think that's all it's about? We going there to affect and to change lives. How can I have a winning season, but the crime rate is still the same?
Yeah.
How can I have a winning season and we still murdering and killing our young brothers and sisters and of all ethnicities at an alarming rate? You ain't winning. You just doing something in your little area, in your little fit. We bigger than that, man. We supposed to affect and infect everything we touch.
Yep.
And that's our goal.
He told me this, Jamie. He said, Pastor, if I'm successful, and this was I prayed. He don't even know it. When he told me that, I began to pray about what that means for him. He said, Pastor, if I'm successful, the crime rate should go down. Mm-hmm. Jobs should come up. It should not be as many teenage and senseless pregnancies that happen. The churches should be activated. The schools should have more people to come and partner, and this should be a legacy shift. And he told me how many years he's going to do it. I ain't going to tell people that, but he told me, he said, so in other words, I'm driven by this. This is not pie in the sky. He said, I'm driven by this. And I got a limited time to make this happen. So when a person says that to you, you can't do nothing but go all in. So we're coming on the 21st of October to Jackson, Mississippi, to do that, to say we're going to bring healing to that area and really create a movement behind this. See, he's a catalyst. Mm-hmm. He's a catalytic citizen that knows how to trigger us to do what we're supposed to do and to dream big. So that's what we're doing.
I want one last thing before we run. And, I know you guys are kind of sensitive about this, but I think it's important to talk about what you do in the community and the partners that you have, because the partners that you have, I don't believe anybody on earth, and not to mention by name,
right?
But just if that's what's always been so fascinating to me in this world that is so damaged by race and atrocities that have happened. I'm not saying that they didn't happen, but there are people that are out there that are conservative, that are doing amazing things to help support this mission. Please share, if you would, as much as you can without.
I will. Dion, it would make sense for Dion to feel like he feels, because Dion took me to his house where he grew up and took me to that yard and I looked at the graveyard and looked at the drug house. He's like, Pastor, right here. Took me to the apartment complex, and so it's natural for him to say, this is what I'm going to do. I got to change the thing that I saw. But what was fascinating, Jamie, was it's conservative, it's liberal, it's extremely wealthy. Some of the wealthiest, the 0.001% on the planet. It's the churches. It is really broad based, and it is really backed by people who have the means to say, if we're gonna do it, let's do it. So the foundations and that we connect to, stand together, and all of these who are so close, they see Dion. They see Dion not as a spokesperson. They see Dion as a coach, as a playmaker and a play caller and a strategic.
Yeah, but let me cut you off there, and out of respect. Yeah. I see them seeing your vision for what you're doing with those young men.
Yes, sir.
And what I see on the outside, if you would, looking into that specific situation in this, you still a banger bishop banger, whatever you want to call that. BB if you want it, that's cool. What I see is there is a common thread that people don't know about, that are people of all races,
right?
All economic, and like I said, they don't understand when they say top whatever that number, whatever you gave it, top 20 people, richest people in the world. Some of them people, these are the people who are trying to impact and play a role in changing this country.
Yes, they are serious, man, and they are friends, and they are colleagues, they are family. But they mean it. And so when I saw they meant it, the first thing I said to them, and you're right, they said, Bishop, we committed to you. Let's go all in. You know, when I talked to Stand Together and Chase and Charles and all of them, they was like, we in. First thing I said is, man, I need to introduce you to my brother, because my brother feels the same way you do. And that's the kind of true opening the door, let's go all the way if we're going to do this. And so, yeah, it's been one of those amazing connections. And so it keeps it so real that you don't have to fake about it. It's just real, man. You don't have to try to play around and mask it. It's the real deal. So October 21st, it's going to be real. But it's all because there has to be this day. Let me say this as I close. It's my close. Bishop Banger.
Y'all get the pan ready. They do the offering. Go ahead.
It's my close, man. Daniel was in captivity. Daniel was reading the scripture. And Daniel said, man, wait a minute. We've been in captivity too long. He just made it. Wait a minute, this has been too long the same way. And he said, I'm praying for the wrong thing. And the scripture says that, when an angel was sent, he said, we heard you the first time. But see, there has to be a moment that somebody says, man, this is wrong. Somebody's got to wake up and say it. I'm glad that he said it. I'm glad you saying it. That at some point you got to just make a decision that we've been in this position too long. This is not our legacy. It don't end like this. Not on our watch. So, you said something to me before we came on. You said Bill Russell and some of those guys had to make a decision that I got to be more than a basketball player, because they putting water and stuff on us. They putting dogs on. I have to expand my territory. So that's what we are.
That's going to do it for this edition of 21st and Prime. We appreciate you tuning in. As always, as we always say, swipe up.
Barstool Sports, baby. Trip. You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. Fresh and clean as the South get. Before I get started, I'm laying out my outfit. Socks and shoes that match to a T. I doubt if a sucker get a catch on me. I'm G-U-C-I-M-O-T-I-V-A-T-E. Making big plays when you see me on TV. Jamie Dukes riding shotgun, that's what he be. Snoopy D-Go Double G, you make it look so easy. One of a kind, prime time is the go. Hall of Fame gang, man, hand me my coat. 2, 1, 3, 4, now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. Yes, sir. Welcome to the best podcast in the world. Deion Sanders, Jamie Dukes, Barstool Sports, Big Snoop D.O. Dub. Yeah, we gon' let the music ride now. Hey Prime, it's on you, OG. Let's go. You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline.